Oh.
He won like the immunity charity for a while there. Given everyone immunity.
Literally. The immunity charity. I love that.
Okay, Eric, Aaron, Maddie, our final three. Welcome to the Rites of Passage. We are here to honor those who have fallen and were not able to do what y'all were able to do and get to this point in the game. We are going to start talk about them one person at a time. And we're going to start with our first boot of the season, and that is Max.
Oh, Max. I miss you, my fellow Vikings NFC North friend. Even though I'm a Lions fan, I will always be a Vikings fan at heart, even though I'm a Lions fan. I think we didn't really get a chance to communicate as much in the game, but the time that we did have was always really great. I think it just became a circumstance of we just hadn't talked as much that it was the cause of your boot from the game, but it was definitely a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah, I actually knew Max from a prior game, which is why I tried to save him so hard. I played Perception with Max. We didn't super get along in that game, but I really wanted to make it work in this one. So I really did. I tried to put in the work to save you, Max. I really did. I was really pushing the whole, Bree commenting on the returnees Facebook post thing and really trying to turn the tides for you. But other people were just too stubborn, didn't want to go that direction. And I wasn't ready to throw my game away at the first vote. So unfortunately, I just had to kind of go along with it. And a unanimous vote benefited myself and V, who we'll talk about later. So yeah, I'm so sorry that I couldn't get it done for you, but I did try, and I love you dearly. And good luck with your baby.
Hi, Max. I didn't try to save you.
But you would have if you were there.
Maybe I would have. I'm kind of a selfish bastard, but I wish we got to meet. And I just learned you had a baby, so good luck with that.
Going to
have a baby, so good luck with that.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations, Max. Good luck with the baby.
All right. Next up, we have Gianna, aka Gigi.
Oh.
Maddie, I think this one's yours.
Gigi, I'm very sorry that we didn't connect more on that first vote. You fought so hard at the end, and that was really admirable. I would have tried to fight harder, but I just didn't feel the connection on a game level. But as a person, you were super sweet, and I wish you nothing but the best, especially because I know your job was super time consuming, but you seem to really love it, and I'm happy you're doing something that you really love.
Gianna, my pink Power Ranger friend of life. I've known Gianna from she's played the president, and I've known her just throughout different games that we've been a part of. Gianna is a queen. And when I saw your picture go black and white, I knew that I had to take out my Gianna-filled revenge upon the Orange Tribe. No, that's not. But
Missed one.
Oh, there you go. but for real, Gianna, I mean, I was so excited to see you in this game, and I was so disappointed we weren't able to connect. You are a gem, and if there were 6 billion Giannas in the world, it would be a much better place.
I agree.
Gianna, sorry we did not meet. You sound great.
Oh.
All right. Well, next up, we do have Esteban.
I'm going to get a lot of talking space in the
Yes.
You really are. Wait, do you want me to go first this time? You can close
go
this
first.
one out. Okay, Esteban, sorry that I never got to know you. I think you were was he the first fully unanimous boot? in the game?
No, I think he was unanimous. Wait, no, I got a vote on that from Corey, I think. So
Yes, the mischievous. So you were the first non-unanimous vote in the game. So that's crazy, I guess. But yeah, I am so sorry that you didn't get to make it further and that we never got to meet, but I'm sure you're great. Sorry, I am gonna be like trying to catch flies all the time.
Oh, you're good. I mean, I can go. Esteban, I've seen you in like different games, and I was very excited to see you on this cast. Very disappointed we didn't get a chance to play together and be a part of it. I felt like, just by the energy I saw like at your cast reveal video, I feel like we would have really gotten along really well. And but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be for this game. But for a future game, love to play with you.
Esteban, I really enjoyed you. We were reveal number one, and as you said, number ones. You were very lovely, and I know that you had your birthday during the game, and I'm really sorry we voted you out during your birthday. That was terrible of us.
What?
Eric, stop making me feel bad with those faces. You were such a lovely human, and I know you weren't able to celebrate with your family, but I'm really glad you were able to go out with your friends that night. You had such a positive energy whenever we did get on calls, and I knew that we could have worked really well together. The Orange Tribe was itself just this festering mess, and I think if you started out on any other tribe, you would have made it very far into the game.
Okay, next we have Bree.
Oh, Bree, my Wolf of Wall Street fellow ally for a mere 24 hours. So Bree and I had a little connection in the game with Marvin. We called ourselves the Wolves of Wall Street because the original plan was to like coalesce our coins and like, get all the good stuff. It did not work out. It like as soon as we created, she got voted out. So it was such a wasted opportunity. But just the Bree, the love that you have for this game and also for your family as well. It was just so great to get to know you and be a part of it. And I hope that we run into each other again real soon.
Yeah, Bree, I hope you're doing well. I don't really regret it at all because you said that you wanted the girls to all look out for each other, and then you took us out one by one in the puzzle comp, so that didn't really reflect that. You said you were a no bullshit person, but that seems like it was pretty much all I got from you. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having fun with your family. I know you're gonna play a bunch more games, and probably keep talking to other people in those games about the past games that you've played, like you did with me. So I hope you're doing well.
Well,
Bree, we didn't meet. Again, like I'm not super prominent in this community, so I don't know anything about you, like this whole cast. But you seemed really lovely, and you seem really loyal. I mean, you're still cheering on Eric very hardcore, so you seem like a very loyal and lovely person. And I wish we did get to meet, but unfortunately, we did not.
That did almost make me want to vote out Eric. Seeing all of those things. That did almost make me want to vote out Eric, like for real.
Erin, have I ever told you how amazing you are today?
I love how she's in bitch mode right now. Like I stand it. It's like
my June shine. I'm ready.
Got Randy, Paula Simon, American Idol going on.
Exactly our vibe right now. Sorry, let's keep going.
Moving on.
All right. Now let's talk about our next boot, which was Amanda.
Oh,
you can go first, Eric.
Oh, my mad scientist. Thank you for the 2 coins. I really appreciate it. They really helped me out. Made me swipe memes auction prize and get the advantage in top 12. So your impact on the game was truly felt, especially at the merge. You are a smart, wicked human being and just so amazing at these games. And the fact that you were taken out so early was just a total shock in everyone's mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a crazy game. So bad news. Amanda is a Spartan. So
That's why I took her out.
right. Gotcha. So, oh, that's right. You both are on the same tribe. Oh my gosh. So I do that.
Yeah. I'm an orange, Eric.
Oh my gosh.
More horror than you.
Oh no. My brain is so much. I just had rehearsal this evening, so I'm like, I've forgotten my own name at this point. So.
I'm a war vet, Eric.
Oh no.
Okay, wait. Are we gonna keep going on Amanda?
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda, thank you for my 2 coins as well. Loved it. I was super excited to get to like play an actual like more social strategic game with you, because I know we played the mole together and I did not speak to anybody in that game, so sorry about that, but I was really excited to see you here because I do really enjoy you as a person. I'm sorry that I haven't applied to Cutthroat yet. I will someday, but yeah, I really was sad, like truly sad that we didn't get to actually like meet up and do anything, but you gave me 2 coins. You helped me combine to buy an idol, which somebody else wasted, unfortunately, but we'll get there. But your impact, was not wasted for sure. And I hope you're doing great.
Hi, Amanda. Thank you for the 2 coins. I'm kidding. You didn't give me any coins, but I really did enjoy our talks, especially when you were showing me your dress for. Oh shit, what did I do? Okay. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, you seemed really, really lovely. I think it was just a circumstance of not being being busy right around the time of Orange, just failing challenge after challenge. And of course you succumbed to the mighty Corey curse, which was if anyone on Orange said Corey's name, it meant you were going to home. So I do apologize. I wish we had gotten to connect a little bit more because you seem really lovely and sweet, and I apologize for not trying harder on my part.
All right. This next one is somebody that I don't think any of you got to meet, but it's Danny. I don't know if you guys want to talk about them a little bit.
I will start. Danny, thank you for your 2 coins. And this time I'm serious.
Let's go.
Hey.
I did not get to meet you in this game, but I have heard so much about your boot on the Cursed Dahlia 2.0 tribe. And although you were out early, your impact and your vote off caused a giant rift on our tribe. So you were important. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I want to echo that. Danny, you seemed very cool. I looked through your comment on your boot post, and so you were fully robbed. Do not care. Anybody that's pro Luis, I am your friend. Any friend of Luis's is a friend of mine. So I'm with you, Danny. I'm sorry you went so early. I think we probably would have gotten along great. But yeah, your boot was hugely impactful throughout the duration of this game, all the way up to Jordan calling out shit about it when he got voted out. So go you. You are an icon for having such a lasting impact on this game, regardless of how you went out. So keep staying out there and being badass.
Absolutely. To echo what Aaron and Maddie have said, that your boot was one of the key moments of this game. And it really shaped excuse me, that first swap, the next swap, and the rest of the game. And so, it doesn't matter how far you get into a game, but the impact you make in the time that you have. And Danny, it's so sad we didn't get a chance to play with you, but you are a legend. You are an icon. Keep it up.
Clearing my throat for the next 3.
All right. So we didn't have a swap, and the first victim of our swap was Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb, I am sorry. Your vote out was all my fault, apparently. Well, at least people tried to say that. I know you were going through a really, really rough time during the first vote of the swap. And I do understand why that made you a bit hard to reach. And I hope everything is going okay. And I totally understand why you couldn't be as present in the game at that moment. You were really, really nice whenever we did get to speak, and you seemed like a super lovely human being.
Yeah, and even though I didn't get a chance to get to know you, Caleb, from what I had heard from people on our drive, that you were, a nice person, a great person, and I know things have been kind of crazy, but just sending all the love to you, for no matter what, you are always great.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get to meet Caleb. I do hope everything's okay, and I hope everything's going great. You were referenced in our story as, I believe, the scariest of them all. So
oh, that's right. Yeah,
you have that going for you. I don't know if that's a compliment to you, but you can take it as one if you want to.
All right. The next one we have is V.
Oh.
I'm gonna go last for this one.
You're gonna go last? V, I think, this was my first opportunity to play with you in a game. I know we have some history, like with possibly playing the president and all that stuff, but to finally see you in action and see how your mind works in a game is really something to behold. We have such a great social presence with people, and like we really, like, in the short times we had to call, your presence was definitely felt, and I was very sad when you got voted out.
V, I still don't know what the fuck happened that round. It was a very confusing, very tainted information, misinformation, possible lies going on. All I know is that if you were trying to get a half idol, you probably should have talked to me about it, because I was kind of sitting pretty on that tribe. But you were very fun to talk to. I had a lot of fun talking with you. I honestly at one point thought that you could potentially be my number one in the game, but with all the lies and misinformation that came out, I had to rethink that. But you were so much fun to talk to. Those were probably one of my favorite video chats that I had in this org, was just talking to you about life and random stuff. And I remember when I was texting you drunk, and you're the only person I texted drunk in this entire game, and I was just off the walls, and it was so
I'm
much
sure
fun.
she loved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure she loved it.
Oh.
So thank you for that. And I do miss you, and I had a lot of fun playing with you.
V, my ride or die. I was so devastated. I genuinely, when you made it through that first vote, when it was Caleb that first vote, I was not scared for you anymore, because I thought that people would probably be going after the returnees, or there was something like that. But if I knew you were in any ounce of trouble, I would have thrown for you without a doubt. We came into this game immediately. I also played Perception with V, so we did know each other coming into this. V and I were at the final four of Perception together, where I cut them because she was absolutely going to win the game. So you guys were right to take her out when you did, because she is a force. She's an incredible person. Yeah. We knew that we had each other so much that we barely talked game. I told them right when Mortal Kombat was created. And so I was the reason that everybody knew about that alliance, because I'm the one who told me. But I love that it got blamed on Dave. But yeah, I told them everything. And half of our chats were just therapy sessions rather than actual game talks. I was so sad that we never got to come back together in this game. But I love you with my whole heart. And once this is all over, we will be starting a Baldur's Gate campaign together.
What is up with me taking out all of Aaron's number one?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
You just wanted me to yourself, Maddie. I get it.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we have Chrissy.
Oh, Chrissy. Okay, so Chrissy is another one of our pure Michigan players in the game. And so Chrissy, I'm so sad we didn't get a chance to play with each other. One of the things that I did hear about throughout the course of the game, because we'll talk about Luis in a moment, but that Luis had also said that you were part of that too, like just saying like, oh, watch out for Eric. If you can swap, try to take Eric out. And I had heard you were part of that. Whether or not that was the case, I think what is undeniable is your ability to use your social capital in a game and just really bring people closer to you. And it's something that I think is a marvel to behold. So was sad we didn't get a chance to meet in the game, but it's been a while, but we'll see each other again.
Chrissy, the only thing I know about you, we never met in this game. The only thing I know about you is that you sat on a call after the cup and ball holding challenge with your whole tribe just to talk about how annoying I was. So good riddance.
So I knew Chrissy. I played with Chrissy. Honestly, she is a dynamite of a social player. She makes you feel good. She makes you want to believe every word that she says. She makes you want to work with her. She is so insanely talented with that. I think that the trouble that the blue tribe had coming in slightly poisoned her on the swap tribe, just because I think all the returnees were playing like it was merge in a pre-merge situation. And I think she would have done so well if she was not in that mindset. She was so good. I think that just misinformation caught up with her. But if this was a merge situation, or if she got to merge, I could see her handing all of our asses on a platter.
Oh.
She was so good at that. She was such a great social player. Again, I think the only mistake she made was playing like it was a merge situation at pre-merge. And I have seen that people talk more and compare more notes pre-merge because it's not yet an individual game. So I think she did an outstanding job for the first 2 rounds I was with her. She was able to get out of a minority position and honestly into a position of power really quickly on that tribe. She was really good at spinning lies to her benefit. And again, I think that if that round was in a merge, she wouldn't have gone home there. I think she is an incredible player. And I think that that's the only thing that bit her, was playing like merge in a pre-merge setting. But incredible social player, incredibly sweet person. I really liked getting to know her. I felt really comfortable with her. She made me not want to vote her. Sherry had to push me quite hard to vote her there, but I do think it was the right situation just because she was so good. But she was a little bit of a liar, so it was probably good that we did get her then. But she was such a good player and such a good social player.
And the star of our story for that.
Yes. The Queen Chrissy. So yes.
Okay. Next up, we have Lauren.
Oh, I thought it was Luis next. Never mind.
Oh.
Lauren, I did enjoy our little chats when we were on our comfortable Hyacinth 2.0 swap tribe together, where nobody really talked. Nobody really did anything. But we talked a little bit. You seemed super nice, super sweet. And it feels like we didn't really get to play the game together, because we really didn't. Because we didn't ever have to go to tribal together, which was really nice. So it was nice. I'm sorry, Maddie.
Stop bragging.
But it was nice just getting to know you.
Yeah, remember the time we didn't have to go to tribal of that entire swap? That was so amazing. And I'm kidding. Okay.
Me sitting here with war flashbacks.
So obviously it's well known, Casey was said, whoever finds Eric, let him know about what Luis was saying. And Lauren won the sweepstakes to be able to get on a call with me, I think the night before she got voted out, to let me know about what Luis was saying. And there was a period in time where I really was thinking maybe I should switch this vote around because Lauren was going to go. Maybe we could take out Corey or something because I want to keep Lauren in the game because she gave me this amazing information. But unfortunately, I couldn't throw my game away. The votes weren't there. And but you are such a kind, wonderful person, and really helped me like get a full grasp on what was happening in the game at that point. So I really appreciate you, Lauren. You're fantastic.
Yeah, Dahlia 2.0 was gossipy AF, but Lauren, I'm sorry we didn't get to meet. I heard great things about you from John. Actually, I heard a lot of good things about you from John. But yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to meet. You seemed lovely.
Okay, so next we get to our fake merge, where Luis was the person eliminated.
Luis, you were like a little kid that had to be on a leash. You were amazing. I thought you were hilarious. Like, we talked a lot on our swap tribe, and it was always the Luis paranoia. But on that swap tribe, you were not the worst. I don't understand why everyone was always like saying like, oh, Luis has to go, or like Luis is paranoid, because like on that swap tribe, you were probably in the middle half of the most sane people on that tribe, which is saying a lot. But you were such a joy to play with. You never brought a dull moment to this game. You had so much energy. You hit the ground running, and yeah, it was a joy to play with you. You were hilarious. You made me laugh so hard multiple times, and yeah.
I'll go last for Luis if you want to go, Aaron.
Okay. Luis, prior to meeting you on this like vulnerable tribe, I had heard only bad things, truly. And it was so sad. Everybody was like, oh, Luis is crazy. Luis is so paranoid. And then I met you and I fell in love. If it's not clear already, this is a Luis Stan account. I love that man. He is incredible. Luis, you have such a passion and such like a pride in your game. And that is something that like a lot of people are passionate about Survivor, but not a lot of people show it in the way that you do. And I think that the way you played was amazing. I think you are allowed to make jokes if you want to, and it should not affect you moving forward. I worked my ass off to try to save you. I really did. And I'm so sorry that I couldn't pull through for you. I truly am. I really fucking tried, Luis, because I wanted you around. I wanted you here. And when you sent me the message that said, thank you for giving me a chance, that broke my whole heart. I love and admire your passion for the game, and just who you are as a person. Thank you for the 2 coins, for the 3 coins, sorry, which I would have gotten apparently whether you had stayed or whether you had left. So thank you for those. And yeah, I loved meeting you. I wish I would have had the chance to play more of this game with you because I think we could have torn it up. Oh, but I'm not forgiving your Purple Tribe going down 1 by 1 go returnees comment. But we're going to talk about it.
I would just like to add, I think that Luis was treated a bit unfairly in this game.
Yes, 100% yes.
I agree. Right. I like Luis. Okay, Eric, you can go now. Sorry.
All right, listen. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm going to be nice. I will say this. Luis and I, we met on the fake merge tribe situation. And the first thing we did when we got together was kind of talk about the things that were said, because I had heard about it 24 hours prior or 48 hours prior, whatever it was, from Lauren. And so I just kind of joked with Luis and I had, Luis, you got some explaining to do. And he totally owned up to it, and he was like, yeah, I said some things, they weren't totally great, but when we called and talked, it was such a great conversation and a great time to just kind of reconnect and joke about what happened, but also recognize that it's there was a period of time where I really thought it would be fun, like going to the merge, like the Eric and Luis battle, let's go. Right. oh, well, who's going to get out of this rivalry? But unfortunately, I was just like, the opportunity was there to take you out in the game, and I couldn't just let it go. I mean, not let it go, but like have the opportunity to take you out. And so I put a stop to Aaron's plan to save it. No, but all teasing aside, it was so great to just
And then how far
reconnect.
did Benner make it? Just curious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not as far as we did. Hey, no, I'm kidding. But
Damn far.
no, but all teasing, all love. But Louise, it was so great to catch up with you again. And it was just a crazy game.
Okay, so now we are getting into merge. We are so excited we made it to this point. Our first merge boot, unfortunately, is our sweet Corey.
Oh, Corey, let me start with this. So during the coin bin competition, the one with like the knocking off the buckets, there was, Corey had spread a rumor that I had put 2 coins or 3 coins in the bin to try to get us into tribal council. And let me just tell you how absolutely true that was. I did put 2 coins in my bin to try to get us to tribal council because we hadn't been there in a while, and I wanted to get to 1 before we went into the merge. But Corey had a great read on that and tried to get me, like, was saying, can we vote Eric out as a result of that? But Corey, you have great reads in this game, probably better reads than I ever had in this game, and that was why you had to go. No, but all teasing aside, you are such a bundle of joy, a bundle of energy. We need to keep playing together and just have fun with that because you are great.
Corey, I'd like to formally apologize for being the person to throw your name out and get the votes on you at the merge round.
Oh.
That was me. Because of all of the available options, you were the person that I felt the least connected to of the options that we were looking at. So my apologies. You were super nice, super sweet. You talk a million miles a minute, and it's quite impressive, truly, but also terrifying. So I was a little intimidated about the prospect of having several more video calls with you, because I think I could only pick up half the words that you said. So mad respect. I'm really, like, I think you did well. Like, you were the scapegoat for all of the pre-merge, and then I'm sorry that I made you the scapegoat at the merge vote as well. But yeah, it did take a million idols and advantages getting played at that tribal to have you be the one to go home there. So huge props for that. I hope all the dogs that you were watching are doing great. I hope you're doing great. I hope your Survivor Michigan loving best friend is doing great. And yeah, sorry.
Corey, I did save your ass quite a few times. And I think that really strengthened our bond was just because no one was really looking out for you on Orange. And I stood up to the plate and really tried to save your ass. I think John did morph into that kind of figure a little bit later into the Orange, because I started distancing myself just in case I would have to vote you out. Just, I don't know. But I did really enjoy you. I did really look out for you. And I appreciate that at merge, you were really trying to look out for me. Like, you guys don't know this, but during that merge call, he had called me for about an hour and was just telling me how he's going to protect me and how that, he felt bad because he felt like I had such a tough road, and he was going to, like, since I helped him in the pre-merge, he was really going to try to help me in the merge, and he was going to help me, like, get connections with the Dahlias because I felt so isolated. And And I was playing up, of course, how isolated I felt. Like I did all of Merge, but he had been so sweet to me on that call. And I was having a really tough night. I had not slept. I was spiraling, and he really, really helped me there. So I am always indebted to Corey for just being such a lovely human being. I was shocked that he went out there. I was actually fully prepared to go home at that vote, but position yourself better, Brat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no.
That's on
Corey.
Dave. That's on Dave for not saying that we shouldn't do Corey. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no.
Yeah, Corey, I think you put too much trust into Dave and Magnolia, and I do think Orange could have survived, but we were way too broken at that point. And yeah, I loved playing with you. I think that saving you was such a good decision on my part, just to keep someone so wonderful in this game a little bit longer. And I'm sorry you were advantage getting out. You were lovely. That's my tribute to Corey.
Yeah. To Corey.
To Corey.
Speaking of Orange, the next person voted out was Sherry.
Mom.
Oh, all hail Queen.
I'm gonna go
Sherry.
last.
Sherry, my sugar mama. Thank you for the $20. I never did get my porridge, but it's fine. At least I got something. Sherry, I loved that we were so open about, like, yeah, we're not in the game, not super close. Like, are we working together? Who knows? But you always made so much time to let me know that, like, you just enjoyed me as a person. And that meant the world, honestly, in a game like this, where it's like, you know, people are playing up relationships, they're playing up whatever, but you were so genuine, sometimes to your detriment, but oftentimes in a way that made, like, personally for me, it just made me feel really good and really special for you to just continuously tell me, like, you know, yeah, we're for sure, like, we're gonna hang out, like, I'm coming to New York, we're gonna, you know, and so I can't wait to see you, Sherry. I truly can't. I think you're an incredible human being, and you were a wonderful, albeit chaotic, part of this game, but who wasn't really, you know?
So I've known Sherry McPherson for a very long time. And so the one I did say to, you know, Aaron and Magnolia, when we played the Codebreaker game, they're like, oh, I know Sherry. This is how Sherry plays. What I left out was that Sherry and I were ride or die in another Survivor game, like from like 4 years ago. And every time we get together, we always like try to ride or die it out as much as we can, because Sherry is one of the most amazing people. Like, when you get to know her, you sit on a call with her, and just is so genuine and so energetic and so chaotic in the best sense of the word, that I've always said I would run through a wall for Sherry McPherson, because that's just the kind of personality that she is. And it's just so great. I was so happy to see her in the game. I was so looking forward and trying to plan being in the merge with her and working with her. I think just unfortunately the circumstances of the round, the way it kind of developed, and just really just caused you to get outs way sooner than I think any of us anticipated. But love you so much, Sherry. You will always be my queen. All hail Queen Sherry. You all know it. And you know, during the Codebreakers, when you were like, oh, we're gonna vote Marvin out, oh, that was hilarious. Because
that had me out on you for a while, Sherry. I was ranting. I was fuming about that. I was fuming. I don't like being threatened.
Gonna vote Marvin out. That was a highlight of the pre-merge for me. I thought that was hilarious.
Did you guys see my face when she did that, though?
No.
I was on the other board.
Like,
not that.
I was just fuming. I was so mad.
Sherry, I'm gonna try not to cry. Sherry was my first ride or die of this season. We were kind of close on Orange. It was funny because we never thought that the other one was thinking the exact same thing as we were. Like, we both weren't super close to Amanda, but we were so concerned that the other person was, that at one point she said, I would go to Rocks for you or Amanda. And I just said, okay, Sherry, like, I would go to Rocks for you or Amanda too. And we both weren't super close to Amanda. So we were just saying that to, like, I don't know, fluff the other person up. But that was one of my favorite moments from the game because it was so funny. Like we referenced it multiple times past that. She babied the absolute fuck out of me, and I loved it. Like she was my mom in this game. I could talk to her about anything. She was so open to me. She really took me under her wing. I think that she didn't realize how stable I was on my own 2 feet. But then again, like that is kind of my brand. So I understand why she didn't. But she really, really just like a lot of her game was protecting me and making sure I was okay. And I absolutely adore her for that. She always made sure I was comfortable with the vote. She always talked to me. It was her and me against the world on that swap tribe. And she was my safe person on that swap because I knew that I would always trust her. She would never vote me. She even stole the idol for memes for me because my name was never really out there, I guess. It was all rumors and hearsay, but she did steal an idol just at the possible thought of me going home, mother. So I really appreciated Sherry in this game. Going into merge, I knew that I would be and then on our swap tribe, I know she was starting to feel a little bit disconnected. And going into merge, I know that I knew that we would be seen as like ride or dies, and I knew I had to disconnect from that image. And I do think all the tribals did get to Sherry just because they like, if I wasn't a pest stoner that absolutely destroyed all their brain cells, I would also be freaking out at that point. But I play like a much more chill game where I kind of don't worry about past events. And if I did, they would have gotten to me. And I think that it was a rough ass pre-merge for Sherry and I. We stayed through the entire thing together. And I think the rough ass pre-merge and the first round of merge were just terrible. And I think that was Sherry's demise, was being in a bad pre-merge. I think if she had an easier pre-merge, she would not have spiraled that merge. But our whole game, like mine and Sherry's game, was just shit getting thrown at us round after round. So I do understand why that happened. And I did not vote Sherry, even though I knew she was going, because I was not going to vote her out. We had agreed never to vote each other out. She was my safe person in this game. And I'm still here, so not voting her out wasn't detrimental to my game, and it was just a show of the love and support that she'd given me in this game, which is why I refused to. She was my first ride or die. I love Sherry.
All right, next up we have memes.
Ooh. So memes, I've played with memes before, and it was great to see memes again. What was so great to see, like in the fake merge and in this round, was just your excitement to be in the game, and also to your thinking about everything that was just happening. Like there was a period like we were getting ready for the fake merge tribal council, and just hearing your thoughts about like whether it should be Luis or Benner at that point. It was just so great to reconnect. The one thing I've always learned, and this is a compliment to your game, is never underestimate memes. He is a strategic beast in every facet of the word. And that top 11 vote out game, that was like watching chess. Like, I'm gonna play this memes, I'm gonna play this, I've got my idol and all that. But it was just so like awesome to just kind of see that unfold. But memes is just a great person to play with, and we didn't really get a chance to really connect as much as we could have, but just by how the game kind of shook out. But I have so much respect for you, memes. It was such a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, memes, I'm gonna first of all apologize that I was not at live night when you got voted out, because I would have fought against it. Because I really enjoyed our relationship in this game, honestly. You were somebody that kind of came to me through Marvin when we swapped together onto the 3.0 tribes, and I feel like we clicked really instantly. You were somebody that was super easy to talk to, and you were somebody that like, you made me feel so comfortable. And you made me feel like I was just like talking to a friend rather than like talking to somebody in the game. And on the vulnerable tribe, when nobody was listening to me about keeping Luis and voting out Benner, you were the one person to kind of check in before tribal and be like, hey, I don't want it to feel like you're not being heard or like anything like that. And that was super impactful, and that was super sweet of you. So you always you made me feel valued, and you made me feel really like supported. And for somebody that like, we went to one tribal together, like I guess we're a few, but we voted together once. And actually, no, we never voted together because I didn't vote out Luis. So we never voted together, except I guess for Sherry, even though I wasn't there. But yeah, you made me feel super supported, and I would have liked to have gone farther in the game with you. You were also the first casualty of the at merge. I sent my mom the merge photo and asked her who I should work with just based on the photos. You were the first person to drop from that list of people my mom said that I should work with. So that was very sad.
Memes, you should go into politics. I'm saying that because you are a master of political speaking. You are so good at getting people comfortable enough to tell you things while also cruising through the numbers completely unseen at the same time. You had a fantastic social game, and you were incredibly strategic. I know that we had a little bump in the road when I found out that you gave Marvin and V coins without letting me know, and had a group chat with them while they were extorting other people, but we were able to get past that. And I am sorry that Sherry stole your idol. I was a little bit involved in that, but I also gave you the extra vote to repair that relationship. And I am really sad that I wasn't at live night, because as Aaron said, I would have fought against that. I don't know if I would have voted Eric though, but I would have tried to shy that away because yeah, I would have tried to help. I would have tried to be there. That is the only round in the game where I was completely unreachable. So I do apologize for that. That is my greatest regret in this game. But girls got to work. But Memes, you were fantastic. You were so much fun to talk about. We were actually like, he was my first like stable connection in this game where I actually felt, okay, I might be able to do well in this game. On Orange Tribe, he was the first person that I had a video call with that I felt really connected with, after Corey, but Corey was always in danger. So he was like the first stable connection that I thought. So yeah.
So the next person that was voted out was Marvin.
Oh,
Marvin, love of my life. I feel like I had such a complicated relationship with you. I can't wait to find out how you felt about it. You were my, I guess, second technical final two of the game. Shout out to Mark, who commented on our reveal post together and said this would be a sick duo. And we were like, hell yeah, let's make it happen. So I really appreciated it. And I feel like we did work really well together, all the way up until you were voted out. I was in on that. But last second, I did try to flip all the votes or enough votes on Casey to make that happen. Unfortunately, it didn't go through, but I did try, albeit it was more so to make sure Casey went rather than to save you. But I do still love you. I love the way we work together. Every time I talked to you, I felt so comfortable. I felt like I was your number one. And then when I talked to other people, I was like, maybe Marvin's got other things going on that he's not telling me about. So that was ultimately the reason that I couldn't like ride or die with you. But I think we had a great relationship. I think we did a lot of great things together. It was you and me on call before we got on call with all of Dahlia for the Corey vote. So we were like, we picked, like, we did that together. And we did so many things in this game together. And as much as I wish we could have done more, I do think ultimately you voting with Casey there instead of voting the way that you told me you were going to vote made me okay with you going home there. But I do love you. I do adore you. And I do hope to talk to you again.
Marvin, my fellow Wolf of Wall Street, my dear friend. So I've known Marvin, again, he also played the president. We had a couple of people who played, the president as well, but that's not the point. But I've always known Marvin as a great strategic, under the radar, middle of the road player who just knows the right information at the right time and utilizes that information at the most opportune time for the benefit of his game. And when Marvin and I were on the same tribe, I think he was like the second phone call I had, and we just, we hit it off right away, and it was just so great. Like I considered one of my ride or dies in the game. I think, unfortunately, with the characteristics of the first swap and the second swap and us not being together for 2 weeks, the questions become like, oh, is Marvin working with other people in the game? And, all working with some of the other tribes, is he really Mortal Kombat the musical? Is it was one of those, which, by the way, Mortal Kombat the musical, the greatest alliance in the history of surviving 1984. Right. But Marvin was just so awesome. I will say, though, Mr. I'm supposed to throw competitions, right, to get my coins. You did beat me in that puzzle competition in round 3 when I was supposed to win it so you could get the coins. So I was like, I went to my prom, like, oh, that's how it's gonna be, huh? Right? And so, but I had a funny confessional moment. Hopefully you'll see it afterwards. But basically, I lovingly shit all over you for winning that immunity. So it was fantastic. But Marvin, I love you so much. You are so fantastic. You are my silent assassin. And it was so great to finally play a game with you.
Marvin, so we had a good relationship and then a rocky relationship, and then I didn't know where our relationship stood. So, we met in swap, and I really liked you on our first couple of voice chats. We had a lot in common. We talked for hours, and I was, I did prescribe to some rumors on that second vote, and I do apologize for that. I do think that it was Chrissy propagating that in some way. And I am happy that we were able to repair that and have a really honest talk after that on Merge. Sorry, Eric, but if that plan had come together 15 minutes before, I would have voted Eric. I switched my vote to Marvin at the very last second because John had leaked the plan to Aaron, who apparently was supposed to leak it to Eric. So I knew that Eric was probably informed about it. So I decided to keep my vote on Marvin.
And I did.
Yes.
And I did.
And I'm really happy we got to play together. I'm really sorry that you weren't around as much. Sorry, Eric.
Well then, I think Maddie and I need to have a little talk. I'm kidding.
Wait, I have one last thing to add too. Marvin, if you would have just told me you were close with Casey, I would have not targeted her as much as I did. So that's on you. Sorry. That's all.
Marvin, you leaving the game really built my relationship with Casey, and I really appreciate that. So, no, I'm teasing. But
Alrighty, up next we have Magnolia.
I have to go last because I will
like
cry.
this if you cry every time. Maddie, do you want to go first?
Yeah,
I'll go second.
First. Magnolia, I think that I just met you at a time that was really busy in your life, so I don't blame you for that at all. We did really start to connect at the Marvin vote. You were one of the only people that was really, really nice to me and let me know about everything that was going on. I know I had some weird relationships with some other people where it was like we were dancing around each other a lot of the time. And for you, you gave it to me straight. And I appreciated that so much. You were not my first choice to go there. It was just more about who was the easiest Dahlia to get out at that point. The bottom feeders were getting a little anxious with the numbers, and you were the one person we thought probably wouldn't have an idol or an idol played on them. It was nothing about how much I didn't adore you, because again, you were one of the Dahlia people that was straight up with me and told me exactly what you were thinking. And I appreciated that so damn much. I think that for me, it just came a little too late, where I was already having these bottom feelings and I was very scared about my place in the game. But I do think that if we built that relationship, which was also on me because I was busy during some first rounds of merge, but I do think if we built that relationship just a little bit earlier, I would have fought to I am a bottom Aaron, but I would have fought to the ends of the earth for you. So
Magnolia. So first off, I'm working on Mortal Kombat the musical. Yes, I'm working on Mortal Kombat the musical in your honor. I will send you the script. I will send you the royalties. You are my queen on that regard. And that was the greatest alliance in the history of Surviving 1984. But Magnolia, let me say this. When you play your first game, it's always like I want to be like I usually, whenever I see that, I'm going to be the Boston Rob, I'm going to be the this, I'm going to be the that, and like blindside everybody. You played this like a freaking, like you've been doing this for years. You played this game so well. You positioned yourself so well. You, me, and Dave will always be the rock of life. That alliance was always amazing. And there have been very few times I've been shocked in this game. That was the one vote in this whole game that I was stunned, because, I thought I had everything figured out and I had no idea it was going to be you at that point. And so my face, when you watch it back, that was really genuine. I was not prepared for that. So, but honestly, Magnolia, I hope you keep playing these games and you play and be you all the time, because you are a gem. And I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of the winner of X game, Magnolia, in the far future, or the near far. You know what I mean? Aaron, go. We love you, Magnolia.
Oh my God, I'm already crying. Magnolia, if I get nothing else out of this game, oh my God, I'm so glad that I met you. You were such a light in every single step. You were my rock in this game. Regardless of all I had V, I know I had Marvin, but regardless of all that, you were the one person I always knew that I could count on. No matter what happened, I knew that you were always going to be straight up with me. I knew that you were always going to be with me. And the fact that some of our last messages before you left were I can't wait to be friends in real life. It just breaks my heart. There was it's not often in a Survivor game where you're I wish I would have been voted out, but I genuinely would have given my spot to let you keep going, because man, you killed this game. This being your first game is absolutely insane, because you did so great. You've such a mind for it. I love that we were always able to talk through things. And yeah, I just love you so much. You're the best person that I met here. I cannot wait to be friends with you after this. I am forever rooting for you in everything you do always. And I can't thank you enough for being there for me. I was completely dumbfounded, completely blindsided by literally every single person when you left, except the one person that I voted for. So that was a really rough time for me. And after that, I was genuinely thinking it should have been me and not you. And I'm so sorry that it was you. And I cannot wait to see you and talk to you again, because I love you with my entire heart.
Magnolia was robbed. Bring her back for second chances, Michael. But in all seriousness, I am a fan of Magnolia for life. I will follow you in every game you ever play. Great job.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Jordan.
I'll go last. I'm gonna go last on this one.
Jordan, we didn't connect until about mid-merge, but our connection was very powerful because I think that we both recognized the positions that we were given to play in this game were difficult coming into a merge where we were both maybe seen as more floaters and we didn't know where exactly we stood. I know you had connections with people I didn't, and I had connections with people you didn't. And I think us coming together at a very important part for the Magnolia vote was impactful. And, we weren't always honest with each other. We didn't tell each other everything that we knew. And I think we both knew that about the other, but we were able to give the other at least the protection of the other's presence. You were so fun to talk to. You were a immunity beast. You were just a very lovely human. And I'm really glad I got to meet you in this game.
Yeah, Jordan, you are not beating those comp beast allegations. I know you hated it, but you really proved it right for a bit there. Yeah, I think it was interesting because when we got together at the swap, like you were so high up on my list. Like we knew each other coming in. We had played a game together. So yeah, Jordan and I had played a mini sequester game together. So we knew each other coming in, and we did, like, right away at the swap. We were like, okay, we're gonna work together, we're gonna be together. And at a certain point, it just kind of like fell off, and I realized you were talking to a lot of other people that were not me. And when you went out and you said, if I'm leaving right now because I didn't talk to Erin after blindsiding her, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much why you went. Because I had to fucking corral my allies to not go after each other. And that lasted for exactly 1 round, but I did it for that 1 round. And I'm sorry that it was at your detriment. But yeah, I loved our relationship at the start. I wish it could have continued. But ultimately, you have to talk to people in a social game. So I love you. I hope you're doing great. I hope your school kids are doing great. And yeah, only love.
So I brought a prop. So Jordan and I, we go way back in like different games, but our biggest connection is that he is a trivia whiz. We play in the Hometowns Trivia League. We're Smartboards for life. That's our team name, right? And like he's brilliant, like with all different subjects, and a great strategist and all that. But Jordan was one of my strongest relationships in this game, because he is just, he's everything that I wish. Like he's just an amazing strategic mind, always thinking, always like trying to think 5 steps ahead. And I think he also recognized the position that he was in the game, and had a great relationship, with me and Dave. Jordan and I were the ones that voted for memes in top 11, and I had the extra vote and all that stuff. But Jordan was a huge part in that and making that possible. But Jordan, the conversations we had in this game were just so awesome. And and I could tell, like, every time that you and I were talking, like, we always had each other's back. And it was just so awesome to play with you in a game like this. And I was so sad that you left this game, and but I'm so glad for the time we got to play together. But it was always a pleasure.
All right. So next we have John.
I can start. John, wow, you are one of the most badass players to play in this game. I think you and I kind of came in like with like a similar like mindset and like how to approach the game. And I think, unfortunately, the webs of connections that you and I had in the game just did not line up. But the conversations we did have in the game, We're always like, I always enjoyed our company and being able to call. I'm very sorry. We did, there was one call, and I was like, I'll call you after rehearsal, and I did not get a chance to call you back. I think it was like right before our tribal council, and then we just never connected after that. But I have a massive respect for how you approach the game and how you lay the groundwork and being able to make a deep run. I did see you in the Hive when you won that game and how you approached that game, which is a tough game to win nonetheless. And I was like, oh, this is going to be like all-star legend caliber strategic gameplay, and just massive respect for you and how you approach this game. But the opportunity was there to take a shot and get Casey, and I think it was Dave and Benner and everybody's saying it was time to take a shot, but all massive amounts of respect and admiration for how you approach this game. All respect and love.
John. Oh, John. I love you to death. And you know that because after the Magnolia vote, when I yelled at you for about an hour and a half, I told you that it hurt the most because I love you so much. And I made it clear to you that I was game mad and I was game hurt, but very game mad and game hurt. John and I also played Perception together. There's a big Perception contingent in this game, but John and I were the only ones that made it. But yeah, John, you did in this game about what you did in Perception, which was at a certain point you just decided to stop listening to me, and that ended your game. So I was with you to the end, truly, until you voted out Magnolia. Then I was going to, and I promised this on everything, I was going to go after John at 6. And that is the God's honest truth. But they didn't trust that was true enough to clue me in on your vote. I'm not mad about you going home, if I'm being honest. I'm mad about the order, but after Magnolia went, this is pretty much what I wanted. So the order might have gotten a little jumbled up, and I'm still pissed at you. And if you would have just listened to me, and if more people would have just listened to me, they would have done a lot better in this game. But that's on them, and that's on you. So your tunnel vision and your refusal to, I guess, widen your lens, I think, is really what was your detriment here. But I love you to death. You are an incredible person, an incredible friend. And yeah, I will talk to you after this.
John was my number one from probably the second swap tribe. That's when I started distancing a bit from Sherry. John was my number one, and I do apologize to John because I was playing a lone wolf game in Merge, and he gave me so much information, and I did not always reciprocate. What John knew, I practically knew. But what I knew, John did not always know. And I do apologize for that. I used John as more of a scapegoat because people were always going to be madder at him. People were always going to attribute everything to him. So he was my favorite shield in this game. Well, him and Casey tie, but he always had my back. We had the most honest voice chats. We would just bitch and rant and vent, and there is no one that I would rather play a struggle bus game with because we were both not always in the best position. We always were thinking similarly. He helped me bridge a lot of gaps between people I had never met in this game, and he realized that I would need that help, and he was there to provide it. He gave me insights onto the other tribes. Like, he also babied me. If Sherry was my mother, John was my father. He was so sweet to me. He wanted to go to the end with me so bad. I know that it was not good for my game to do that, but I probably would have waited a bit to get him out, but I would have voted him out. I'm sorry, John, I love you, but he treated me so well in this game, and that's rare sometimes, to be treated well by someone and to be heard by someone and to have someone's back fully. And I thank John for that. I thank John for that so much, especially because his ass was just such a big target. I'm kidding, but he was an amazing person. He helped me play the game that I did. And I really appreciate him for that on a game level. And I appreciate him on a personal level for just being such a good friend. We were unemployed besties for most of the game. So I love John. He was my rock in Merge. And
Maddie got a job and then said, I don't need you anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, roll the tapes. Who's next?
Oh wait, also, John, fuck you for playing our idol when I specifically told you not to. That's all.
I told him not to fucking too.
Thank you for playing your idol, John. I appreciate it. That was awesome.
Our idol, I would like to say.
Yeah. No, I'm teasing. All love. That was so great seeing that idol come out. Like, oh, John's available. No, I'm kidding.
Alrighty, up next we have Dave.
Oh, I'm gonna go last.
I can go first since I had less of a relationship with Dave. Dave and I's relationship was really funny because I think we were both too smart for the other person. So a lot of our voice calls would be just going around in circles because we both we were both very competent players in different ways. He was a very competent over the top visible player, and I'm a very good under the radar player. So although our positions were vastly different, we had almost the same social game. Like, it was just in circles that we would go in these voice calls. It was like never letting too much slip, but like the pleasantries of like, I have your back, we're good, even after we blindside each other. It was just circling. It was like two cats just getting ready to brawl, but no one knows when to make the first move. And it was like we were just too smart for the other in certain ways. And it was a hilarious kind of thing, because like we both kind of like weren't actively going after the other. I was going after him more than he was going after me, just because of threat level and perception dynamics. But he was really fun to call. I had a lot of fun with Dave. I really wish that Dave just tried a little bit harder with me, because I would have worked with him, but it always felt like he was just reserved enough that I could not trust that relationship. If he had just given me a little bit more, I would have worked with him very well, but it just always felt like there was enough to keep me happy, but not enough for me to completely trust him. But Dave is doing amazing things with Rick and Morty. I was insanely like impressed by that. And we had a lot of fun with our voice calls. It was always me bullshitting him. Like, it was either one of us bullshitting the other right before a vote, like, oh yeah, we're voting together, like we got this, and then we wouldn't vote together. But it was a really funny and just really great dynamic, and it was probably the funniest dynamic I had with someone in this game.
Dave, I love you. I truly do. I think you were one of the most fun people in this game. And I think that's also what made you a huge threat. And I told you at one point, I think it was after the John vote in my second round of sobbing to people on calls, that I play this game for me and my people. And after Magnolia was gone, and especially after John was gone, like, well, not after John was gone, I guess, but after Magnolia was gone, Dave became my people. And Dave and I said, we're not going to lie to each other anymore. Clearly, that did not come to fruition. So that was great. But Dave, I really respect you for trusting me when you needed to until you didn't. And at the point that you didn't, that's when I decided that you had to go. And you handed me the full power to be able to do that. And I thank you for that, truly. You were the last casualty of people that my mom said that I should work with. I skipped one. It was memes, it was Magnolia, it was Dave, and it was Maddie. So my mom was pretty solid, honestly, choosing allies for me. But yeah, Dave, I loved all of our conversations. I did love talking to you. I think you're a super nice guy. Like truly, I think you are one of the world's best. And I don't say that lightly. Like you are an incredible human being. And that's what makes you such a big threat in a game like this. Is like if you get to the end, how am I not going to vote for you? But yeah, I think the way you played was super out there and super ballsy, giving away 3 idols. Like, oh my God. And when I got that idol 3 minutes before tribal, quite literally in my prod chat, all I said was LMAO. That was it. I was done. I was dead. I still can't believe you did that, if I'm being honest. Thank you. But it signed your death warrant, I guess. So sorry about that. I'm sorry that you couldn't be my people. But when we came back together, when we said we're not going to lie to each other anymore, you broke that first.
So we talked earlier about like, like mothers and fathers and queens and family and all that. If I had to do that for Dave was like your cool older brother, best friend in the game. Dave was my day 0 ride or die from day 1. I had said it was Jordan, and Jordan was an amazing ride or die. He was my swap ride or die, but Dave was my ride or freaking die to the end. In that sense, just the way that he was just always able to synthesize all the information and basically, hey Eric, this is what you need to know, da 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 da, what do you think? And I'm like, oh well, this is what you need to know. And then we always worked together. We never did the 2-hour long conversations because we didn't need it, because we were just so symbiotic in our relationship that we just kind of knew what the other was thinking in that too. And he always had my back, and he always looked out for me. He was the first to give me the heads up about the top 11 move, and when I was the first to tell him that I had the idol, and then that kind of spearheaded the move that took memes out at top 11. He was true bone to the end. Funny you should mention the idol, Aaron, because I intentionally kind of screwed him over a little bit at top 6 by telling him you should give Aaron the idol. And so that was I did it about 2 hours before he did it. Because I kind of didn't want, because it was one of those, he was one of those amazing people in the game, my ride or die, but I knew I couldn't beat him in the end, and so I had to make him vulnerable. And so I was like, why not give Aaron the idol? Let's see what happens. And then it kind of led to his sudden downfall, and it was intentionally something that happened, but Dave, all that to say, I love you so much. You are an amazing human being. I cannot wait to come back to Michigan in in Thanksgiving or Christmas. We're gonna go grab a bite to eat. We're gonna have a great time. You are an amazing dude, and I'm so glad you and I got to play this game together.
I will also be in Michigan for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Me too.
Yes. Surviving 1984 meetup, right?
And the winner will be there.
So the next person, I don't know if this person is going to be in Michigan on Thanksgiving, is Benner.
Probably not.
Benner, thanks for letting me do a really cool move final 6. Sorry I backstabbed you the very next round. You really, the funniest thing with me and Benner is we did not call until the John vote out. I would always try to get on call with him, and he was nowhere to be found. It would be where's Benner? But and it was really funny because I was going to tell him about the Magnolia vote, and he had a grudge against that for some reason. And he was like, I'm really glad we didn't voice chat before that vote, because I wouldn't want our first voice chat to be lies. And I was like, Benner, I was going to fucking tell you if you got on call with me. And then our first voice chat was him lying to me about John going. So I guess you can lie, but I'm not allowed to. All right, Benner. But seriously, Benner and I connected very late in the game, but it was a very deep bond. Again, I'm going to just keep bringing back, it was a bottom bond. We both knew that we were kind of like not as protected as other people. I said like not as protected, but like less in a position to fully influence the game without scraping and clawing our way there. So we both agreed to do a flawless final 6 vote where Benner said, you know, I'm close with Dave and Eric. I'll get them on Casey. And I said, you know what? It might have been Eric at final 6, but I was able to go to the girls and I was like, let's do Dave here. I'm like, Benner seems like he's okay if you guys tell him Eric at the last minute. I think he'll work with that. And then I went to Benner and I said, Benner, they're doing Dave. Like we had like fully planned this. And I even told him you could tell Dave to idle. I was fully okay with Dave or Casey going at that round. And we worked together. We knew we both needed to move under our belts at that point in the game. And it was just the funniest voice chat ever because we were like, yeah, I trust you. And he's like, I trust you too. And he's like, I want to show you that I trust you. And I was like, I want to show you that I trust you. And we were just like going back and forth. And Benner was just a lot of fun. He always had the funniest one-liners on some of those voice calls that had me laughing my ass off. And I'm glad I got to meet Benner, even though he wasn't around all the time. I know he had a really busy life, but he was a joy to be with when he was around.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I love call Benner. I got on 1 or 2 calls with Benner. I love him on call. Text Benner, that's a whole different guy. I'm not going to lie. And he is way harder to work with. So I got 1 call with Benner early in the merge and we really did bond. And that was even after I had gone hard trying to get him out at the Luis vote. But he still he still trusted me. He still thought that I was like, he liked the way I played the game because I was straight up, just like he was. But yeah, in quotes, because obviously Benner did lie a lot, despite saying he doesn't bullshit people. But to be fair, Benner rarely bullshitted me when he didn't want to lie to me. He simply did not talk to me. And after there was, one of my favorite Benner moments was when he told me the John vote. He was the only one that told me any name other than Casey. He told me about 5 minutes before the vote, it's either Dave or John. And I was like, okay, interesting. And then, God forbid, I try to use that information to help myself, because then he sent me that 5 minutes before tribal. And I said, thanks for filling me in. Went to Dave, said, play your idol. Went to John and said, it's not Casey. And then Benner says, 1 minute before tribal, you just blew up my game. Which was really interesting considering he actually blew up his own game when he lied to Casey.
And he had immunity.
So I do love Benner as a human being. I think he's a wonderful person. I also think it makes sense that this is the farthest he's ever gone in a game.
I had a really great connection with Benner throughout the course of this game. It really kind of took off like in like that like early mid merge. It was after the top 11 vote because I think Benner thought it was going to be him going at live night. And we had already planned on, the move that we did with memes. And he called me after that and said, I'm with you for the rest of this game. You've shown, it's like, I don't just say I'm going to do a vote. I'm going to show you how to do who I'm going to vote for. And Benner was like, I get it. And now I'm with you for as long as needed and going deep into the game. And Benner and I had some very we weren't always able to call, but every time like it was a chance to check in and do everything, he was always a great rock for me. Just to there was a moment in the game I was just really on the struggle bus, just mentally about something, and we just kind of like, texted each other back and forth, like, you're I won't get into it all, but just basically that moment really just put me back into focus. Benner, thank you so much for being just someone I could just vent to whenever I needed to just kind of let things out and everything. And so, Benner is a good man, a great at doing the show and playing a game at the same time, which is nuts. But I know I had to cut you at 5 because I knew you were just going to dominate this game and dominate the end game. But so much love and admiration for how you approach a game, and it really got me through some very difficult spots just mentally for me, and it just means a lot. So thank you, Benner, for your friendship, and I really appreciate it.
Alrighty. Last and certainly not least, we have Casey.
I can go last on this one.
I can go first. Because it's obvious that I was the least close to Casey throughout this whole game. Casey, I told you straight up a few rounds ago that I am a loyal bitch. Like, that's how I play the game. So when I came into Merge and I had positive relationships, or my allies had positive relationships with about 12 out of 13 people, I pretty much had one option at that point to keep going after, and that was you. And I think that my stubbornness and my loudness prevented a lot of people from trying to redirect me and trying to feed me other names. So a lot of times I'm never going to be afraid to throw out a name. And a lot of times, yeah, it was yours, because you were the person that I was not close to. We truly didn't really talk for a lot of this game, even when we were in it together. But I'm really glad that when we did come together, one of the first things you did was clear the air and apologize about that call that happened after the endurance challenge. That really did mean a lot, and it really did speak a lot to your character. I think you are an incredible person. And I think that you, what was the words Benner used? You smacked
Bitch slap.
Bitch slapped this game. Yes. Fully bitch slapped this game. You made this game your bitch. 100%. And going out, voting for yourself is one of the most iconic things I have ever seen. That was fucking amazing. I'm so glad that we did get to actually talk for real, and that we got to have actual real conversations towards the end of this game, because I think you are a beautiful human being. I think you're an incredible person, and I really liked that I got the chance to actually get to know you. And I'm sorry that you were my scapegoat. I'm not going to say I wish it could have been different, because it seemed to work out, but I'm just really glad that we got the chance to actually talk things through, even work together for a couple rounds late in the game here. And yeah, you have nothing but my utmost respect. And I think you're incredible.
Casey saw me, and that was really important to me. She saw me as a really good player, and that was important because we started working, we worked really well together on our swap tribe. I did trust her quite a bit. And then on our second swap tribe, we had like a painting night together. And then during Merge, Sherry did like fracture that relationship between us pretty badly, where like we just really were not talking to each other in the first like 2 votes of Merge. But during the Marvin tribal, I went to her. We completely cleared the air about Sherry. We talked through everything. We were able to see where certain rumors or misinformation was stemming from. And Casey and I
just connected, and we were very close. Like I put my ass out multiple times very publicly for her in ways that made other people mad because she was supplying me information. And I think she did this for everyone, but I do think that I had a special place in her heart, mostly because of the swap tribe warpath we were on that really bonded us, knowing that we were both in these bad positions at merge, and they were different. Like we always joked about this, that she was the seeable cockroach and like she was the seeable easy scapegoat, and she was very over the top, and I was kind of the opposite, where I was more hidden, I was more under the radar. But we were like, we always joke that like she was the bitch and I was like the nice sweet person, and like we would always joke about that. And like during the end of the game we were like, this is so funny because like we were in similar positions, like for most of the game, like in merge at least, like we were in very similar, like hers was a little bit more fuck you, Eric. I'm like the bless your heart sweet southern lady, but Casey and I just had a really special bond. Like during that Marvin vote, I think we really did become really close, where I think that she didn't vote me last round because she wanted me to have a 0 vote merge. And she helped me be proud of my game in ways that I can't verbalize, but she gave me information. We started working together at the Marvin vote, like very, very closely. We shared everything. And it was a very special bond that I had with her. I think she was really good at doing that with everybody, but I do think I had a special place in her heart, and she has a special place in mine. She gave me so much information. She was always very forthcoming with me, and we had the funniest calls where we would just like spill everything to each other, and we worked together very, very well. We were completely different people, but we came together and we worked together so fucking well. And she's good at that. She was a fucking dynamite player. She was good at getting close to everybody, even though she knew how to use her name being out as a weapon. I don't even think she would do as well as she did if her name wasn't out every round, because her name being out every round allowed her to play dirty.
You're welcome.
Yep.
It allowed her to be fast. It allowed her to get allies from being on the bottom, from being seen as a vulnerable person. She was able to completely capitalize and monopolize kind of that position in the game. And whatever move she made, it didn't really reflect all that badly on her because it was seen as a necessity. And she was able to play that position completely perfect. She was able to get allies from every stretch of the game, from every side, to be able to navigate that more clearly. She was able, like, she blindsided me at the John vote. And I do think that's when our relationship started to deteriorate. But we knew that we needed the other one. And I think that's why our relationship worked so well. Go ahead, Eric.
So Casey, yeah, I had known her, previously, and I'd seen her. When she played the president, she was my first round draft pick because I knew that she was just a great social player in this community, and I knew that coming in. In this game, Casey was the evolving relationship. Like, obviously, I did vote for her in top 13, and I think I voted her again in like top 10 or anything, but the moments that will stick with me in this game, in addition to like all the people I got to know and got to play with, after everything on Zoom from top 10 onward, we talk about the ride or dies from swap, ride or die day 0. Casey and I called it our Zoom or die, because we were the last 2 on the Zoom every challenge, top 10 onward. And like top 10 final tribal council and onward. And we would just, shoot the shit and like talk about the game. We were forthcoming with each other about our position in the game and like just where things were at. She would throw ideas. I would throw ideas. A lot of times we would kind of get like, we would kind of predict who the names were going to be for top 9 or top 8 and just kind of play in that position. We didn't always agree like how the vote should go, but it was important for, for both of us to just like get to know each other and to work with each other. And because, our names were out at different points during the game. And I think it was such a great, positive, like, that was the biggest thing I always looked forward to. Anytime the Zoom was on, I was like, I can't wait to talk to Casey. I can't wait to talk. Casey was just so much fun. Like, I always enjoyed it. And I almost got in trouble a couple times with like Dave or Benner. I was like, Eric, are you there? I'm like, oh yeah, give me a moment. I'm making food. And I'm actually talking to Casey. And but Casey we all said it. She bitch slapped this game. It was one of the best social games. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was when everyone's like, at my favorite moment, everyone going, I'll talk to you later. I got to leave. And Casey and I just kind of looking at each other. Right. And we would just do that. And it was just always so great. But Casey, it was just so fantastic. It was so amazing. And I love you, Casey. You're a fantastic person. And you dominated this game.
All right. Well, that concludes our rites of passage. Congratulations again to the final three. You guys played amazing games, and I'm so glad that we got to go through and just reminisce on all of the good, the bad, the ugly, the crying, the amount of friendships that were made. We've watched form throughout this season. It's been actually one of the best seasons.
Has anybody cried during a rites of passage before?
I don't remember.
I would be honored.
But
be honored to be the first.
But yeah, so yeah, good luck you guys on finale, and that's all we got for now.
Eric, I have one question for you.
Sure.